Hyatt announced some huge changes to the loyalty program, and the same hotel that could cost you 25,000 points today could cost you 55,000 points or even more in a few months. And that's not just a hypothetical situation, that's a real scenario under the new award chart. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what's changing, how much more expensive your favorite Hyatt hotels are about to get, and most importantly, what you need to do right now before the changes hit in May. My name is Max, and I help people maximize their airline miles, hotel points, and credit card points. If you like this sort of stuff, remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. And let's get started. So every year around this time of the year, Hyatt makes their changes to their award program. And mostly it's just changing categories of hotels. A lot of the hotels shift up and some of the hotels shift down. Only a few hotels really shift down. And that's pretty standard stuff. But this year, they're changing way more than that. Right now, Hyatt has 3 pricing tiers: off-peak, standard, and peak across 8 hotel categories. Beginning in May, they're expanding from 3 tiers to 5 tiers. And so lowest, low, moderate, upper, and top. They're still keeping the same 8 categories though. So the thing is, Hyatt keeps calling this a published award chart with fixed points threshold. And those are the words from their press release. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this starts to feel like dynamic pricing light. I mean, when you have 5 different price levels within a category and the range between the lowest and the top tier can be kind of massive, this starts to feel like dynamic pricing if you ask me. So Hyatt technically can say that we still have an award chart while pricing things however they want within those ranges. They did say the rollout would be gradual, so limited hotels will be moving a limited number of nights into the upper and top categories in 2026, and the broader adoption in later years to follow. What that kind of sounds like to me is that for now, they're going to play nice, and then later on in 2027, they're going to start ramping up. Then a lot of these hotels are going to be priced in the top or the upper tier and going to be more and more expensive. That's typically how dynamic pricing actually works for some of these airline hotel programs, where they kind of start off like in a light version where there's still good deals to be found, and then slowly they start to shift things so that it devalues and get more and more expensive across the board. That's just my opinion, but historically, that's what has happened when these programs go dynamic pricing. Now, Hyatt hasn't gone fully dynamic. They still say they have an award chart, but it feels like dynamic pricing to me. Now, that's just the structural changes to the points redemptions and the award chart, but the real story is that actually when you compare the old chart to the new chart, you can obviously see that things are going to get really expensive and really painful. Okay, so let me break this down category by category because the numbers kind of tell the story here. And the way I would look at this is that the current old chart off-peak matches to the lowest tier, and the old chart standard maps to the new moderate, and peak maps to the new top. If you do that, you can see that a lot of it is an increase across the board. First, starting off at the bottom. At the lowest tier, you're actually paying slightly less in categories 1 through 6. And this is the good thing. You're going to be paying 15 to 14% less in points. For category 7 and 8 at the lowest, there's going to be no change. So that's one silver lining when you're comparing the old chart to the new chart, is that you're going to be paying fewer points if you book a lot of those off-peak and off-season travel dates at some of those Hyatt hotels. In the middle, though, this is where things get more expensive. So the old chart standard is right in the middle, and the new chart moderate is right in the middle. And across the board, moderate averages about a 25% increase across all categories. At a category 8 hotel, that was 40,000 points. Now it's 55,000 points at a moderate level. That's a 15,000 point increase. If you're staying multiple nights, those points add up really quickly. So that's not fun. And then at the top tier, this is where things get really crazy. So category 8, if you look at the old chart, it's called peak. At the new chart, it's called top. And so on the old chart, it's 45,000 points. On the new chart, it's 75,000 points. That's a 67% increase. For category 7, it went from 35,000 points. In the new chart, it's 55,000 points. That's a 57% increase. For category 5 hotel, on the old chart, it's 23,000 points. On the new chart, it's 35,000 points. That's a 52% increase. So if you take, for example, like if you stay 5 nights at a category 7 hotel, at top pricing, it's now going to be 275,000 Hyatt points versus on the old chart, it would have been 175,000 points. That's a 100,000 point difference. That's a lot of Hyatt points. And what's also interesting is that the price ranges within each category also exploded as well. So category 8, the old range was a 10,000 point spread between off-peak and peak. So 35,000 points to 45,000 points. The new range is huge. It's 35,000 points to 75,000 points. That's a 40,000 point spread. That's 300% wider. So that's why I'm calling this dynamic pricing light, because Hyatt can now effectively price dynamically while technically saying they still have an award chart, which is feels like dynamic pricing. And if you're a Hyatt loyalist like me, I'm completely panicking right now and it kind of sucks, but there's some silver lining in this and things that you can actually do right now so that you can maximize and not get totally screwed over by the new award chart and not to lose a lot of your Hyatt points. So number one, at least they kept the award chart. I mean, Marriott, Hilton, and IHG have gone fully dynamic with no published award chart at all. So Hyatt still has a competitive edge in that department, at least, even though it does kind of feel like dynamic pricing light. Number two, the lowest tier is actually getting cheaper. And so you book a lot of those off-season travel, those off-peak dates, then you can potentially save some Hyatt points. Number three, free night certificates they mentioned will still work in the same way, which is pretty huge. And number four, digital point sharing is coming later this year. So right now you have to fill out that manual PDF form, email it to Hyatt, and someone at Hyatt has to process your transfer, and then your points have to transfer from one account to the other. Well, digital point sharing is coming later in 2026. And number five, also coming later in 2026, is Explorers, Globalists, and World of Hyatt card members will get early access to award availability. So more details on that coming soon. Now that's just a couple of silver lining items, but here's what I would do right now in order to maximize. I would book all my Hyatt stays for the rest of 2026 right now at the current rates, at the current award chart, and the new award chart will take into effect sometime in May. No exact date yet. They said beginning in May, but there's no exact date. And also there's also going to be category changes that are coming in April. They're going to be announced in April. That's what the press release says, it's going to be announced in April. I don't know when they'll take into effect, but that means those category changes where some hotels go up in category, or a lot of the hotels go up in category, and some of the hotels go down in category. That's going to be announced in April. So what I would do is book our Hyatt stays right now as soon as you can before the new award chart or before the category changes. And there's no harm in booking right now because those cancellation policies when it comes to some of these Hyatt hotels on points redemptions are pretty flexible. You usually have to cancel like 24 hours before your stay. And then also if your hotel does go down in category, then you'll get refunded some of those points. If it goes up in category, at least you locked in those redemption rates right now. And here's a real scenario for you to think about. And this is an extreme example, but it could potentially happen. It's like if a category 7 hotel that's peak right now would be capped out at 35,000 points, well, that hotel can move up in category 8 in April, and then it could also be priced in the top tier instead of peak. Well, instead of paying a maximum of 35,000 points, you could be paying 75,000 points for the same hotel on the same exact room. Obviously, that's an extreme example, but I can see that potentially happening in some cases. So what you should do right now is transfer your Chase points over to Hyatt and redeem them for Hyatt hotel stays. Chase points transfers 1-to-1, which is one of the best transfer options out there. Bilt points also transfers 1-to-1 over to Hyatt as well. And you have time right now to get some of those Chase cards or those Bilt cards to earn those points and transfer them over. I have some links down in the description for some Chase cards and Bilt cards that I recommend, and lock in those Park Hyatt, those Andaz properties, and all those all-inclusive stays. And yes, of course, all-inclusive hotels are going to get more expensive, and they'll also have the same pricing tiers as well. And so those potentially could get more expensive as well. So is this the end of the world for Hyatt loyalists? Well, not exactly, but it's definitely a wake-up call, and it's going to start feeling like dynamic pricing up in here. So let me recap what you need to know. Hyatt's going from 3 pricing tiers to 5 starting in May. And at the bottom, things are getting slightly cheaper, but at the top, it gets dramatically more expensive, up to 67% more expensive. In the mid-tier, it's going to be about 25% more expensive. And the price ranges between the categories are pretty massive. So that's why I'm calling it dynamic pricing light. For example, category 8 goes from a 10,000 point spread to a 40,000 point spread. And so that's a pretty big spread. But the silver lining is that they kept the award chart, even though it does feel like dynamic pricing. Marriott, Hilton, and IHG are fully dynamic. And so Hyatt still has the edge on that. And then book your stays right now before May. So transfer those Chase or the Bilt points if you will have a redemption in mind, and lock those in right now at today's rate before the new award chart, before the category changes. So I want to know what you think about these changes. Drop a comment down below. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Probably most people hate it. I don't know. Maybe some people will like it because it's going to thin out the Hyatt crowd a little bit and maybe improve award availability. I'll put some more videos on screen. There are alternative hotel programs that are not Hyatt, and especially check out this one because it's pretty underrated and no one really talks about that one. So if you like this video, remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one.